I just wanted to pop on and see what I had to say. I'm going to breathe and then we'll get into it. As individuals, I think that we downsize our importance. We play down the impact that we have on the world around us because we do have an impact on the world around us. Every person changes something about the world, whether it's for the better or for the worse. Every person makes an impact. And sometimes it can be simple as a smile you offered and you made someone's day. And maybe they were having a really, really hard day, and that smile reminded them that there's kindness in the world. You don't know what you're impacting. So carry yourself in a positive light. Everywhere you go, spread positivity as best you can, because you will make a change, whether you notice it or not. You can think of it as a person who goes to the grocery store and they're really in a really bad mood and they grumble at everyone in their way and they scoff at people who smile at them. And all they've done is put everyone around them in a bad mood. And they've dragged them down. And what if one of those people that they scoffed at was having a really, really hard time? And being scoffed at was the last straw. And maybe they do something that impacts their life negatively because of the person who showed them unkindness in their down moment. You can make great impacts by not even doing anything, just by your presence. But if you turn that around and you're the person who goes to the grocery store and smiles at everyone and says excuse me and is polite, and you maybe strike up a conversation with a random stranger about pancake mix, and in doing that, maybe you turned their entire day around. You just don't know. You don't know who you're impacting. You don't know what you're impacting. And you should just walk through life as if you're changing things, because you are. What you do and what you say matters to everyone. And we think of ourselves as small. And the way our world is today, we are taught to think small. We are taught to believe that we are insignificant and that we don't matter and we are the peasants. And that's just not true. Because the peasants are who keep the world going. We are the reason that the elites sit where they sit. We are the reason that life continues, because we are the workers. We are the people who push forward, and our world can be impacted so greatly by us. The impact we could have if we worked together on a common goal would be miraculous. But because we've been taught to think small, we've been taught that we are nothing in this world, we don't strive for that change. We don't strive to be great because we've already been kicked down. And you have to strive for greatness. Even if you don't know what that greatness is, even if you don't know what you want to do, which direction you want to take your life, it doesn't matter. Just strive to be great. Hold a goal that you're going to smile at someone today. And do it. You've just impacted someone's life. And if they don't respond kindly to your smile, that tells you something is hurting in them. And even though they didn't say so, and maybe they grumble at you for smiling at them, they might think about that smile for the rest of the day and realize that there is kindness. And that kindness might get them through the rest of their day. Even though they didn't share it with you. Even though they reacted negatively, you still had an impact. We do this all the time with our kids. We impact their lives and their moods by what we do. We change our reactions, we change our responses to accommodate how they're feeling. And if we can keep in mind that others are hurting and others are feeling certain ways, we can walk through life with more grace. Because you will have more grace for those people, for the people who are wounded. And the people who need the most grace are those people who are wounded, are the grumpy, grumbling, cranky people. They are the ones who are hurt the most because they've given up on life. They've given up on seeing that the world has kindness. They've given up on seeing the good. And there are really good people who have given up as well. Some people who are kind, and you would never even guess that they have given up on life. Excuse me. I was one of them. Probably by age 14, I had entirely given up on life to the point where I didn't want to be here anymore. And that was just confirmed for me through my everyday. I was knocked down and knocked down and knocked down by peers at school, by relatives who were supposed to care for me. Just a lot of things added up because it was like negative after negative. And people weren't showing me kindness, even though I was showing them kindness. I didn't understand. But I understand now that the problem wasn't me. It was that they were wounded. And something about me irritated that. And kindness does irritate people who are in that dark place. Because they don't want to see the kindness. They don't want to see the good. And when they do, they want to spit on it because it's not welcome anymore. And I've been in that place where you get so low that the world looks dark. Everything looks dark. And when you are that person, you either bring the world down with you as that cranky, grumpy person, or you mask and you help others, you overly help others, and you overly spread yourself thin to accommodate for others because you haven't been accommodated for. And it can go one of either way. Sometimes kind people are hurting, and they are kind because they've been hurt. And those are the people you should look for. Those are the people who have figured out their emotional intelligence. They hold kindness in their hearts while struggling. And it is far better to hold kindness in your heart while you're struggling, because even if you can't be kind to yourself, the kindness within you will push you forward. I would not be here if I was not the compassionate, understanding person that I am. Because in my own struggles, I had to step outside and see the bigger picture. And I couldn't do it in the moment. I couldn't do it for years. But I learned how. And I can look back now and understand what each thing was teaching me. And I can understand the ways that it molded me to be who I am. And the person that I am, I'm learning that it's great. I'm a good person. And I always have wanted to share that goodness. So I have. I've remained kind even through my struggles. And you can remain kind through yours. Just because something bad is happening doesn't mean that you have to give in and let it change your mood. You don't have to let it hurt you. Yes, some things hurt and they can't be healed in the moment, but the pain won't linger if you can grow from it. Pain only lingers when we don't allow it to heal. It only lingers when we don't learn the lesson behind it. There's pain in everything. You are learning to ride your bike and you fall down a bunch of times and you scrape your knees and your elbows and it hurts. Do you stop riding the bike or do you get back up and try again? It's the same with life. You fall down and scrape your knees. You get back up, brush yourself off, and start again. Because this life is practice. Everything takes practice. And when you're practicing, you make mistakes. You fall down. Everyone falls down from time to time. But it's your ability to get back up and your ability to move forward after you've fallen that makes you that positive light being. Your ability to get up and understand and try again. And when you try again and you figure it out, haven't you impacted the world? You've changed the world for the better by changing yourself. You are significant. You do have importance, and you can make an impact on the world. It may not be big at first, But if you start one thing at a time, maybe one person at a time, you will make a great impact that you don't even notice, that you may never even see. Maybe you gave someone life advice and they took it to heart and they made changes. And the changes that they made benefited their child. And their child got to grow up in a more stable home. And that child learned wrong and right through a parent who was emotionally stable because of the advice that you had given them. And then that child grows up and has a child of their own. And instead of passing on the hard things about life, they pass on the good. So they've broken a cycle. Because we are in a generational cycle where we are paying for the wounds of our parents. We are paying for the wounds of our ancestors. And we will continue to pay for them. And our generational lines, our bloodlines, like our children and our grandchildren, will continue to pay for them. Unless you are the one to stop it. Unless you are the one to make a change. Because you have that power. And making a change for yourself makes a change for your entire bloodline. Your entire bloodline, future and past. Everything is connected. Time is not linear. And the changes you make change the things that your ancestors never could. It's why it's called generational trauma. Because it is literally passed down through like a mental link where that mindset remains. And I always wanted to make a big impact on the world. I always worried that I would be forgotten. And as I've grown, I've realized that even if I'm forgotten, I still made an impact. Because my child will go on. And he will change the world. And through him, maybe his children will change the world. I've made a huge impact. You've made a huge impact. Just by being you. Continue forward. Keep moving. Don't give up. Because this life is worth living. There are beautiful things to look forward to. And if you can find your spark, you can reach them. And you can help others reach them too. Thanks for listening.